Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another vlog and another video. So, a couple of days ago, we talked about how, initially, well, one of the things we talked about, when we talked about, how, all bars and bar restaurants and pretty much just about all dine-in restaurants, every single dine-in restaurant had all shut down until further notice as of 8 o'clock p.m. the other night, couple of days ago, couple nights ago, and stuff. Well, I believe it or not, and then I told you how for tomorrow I have RTS Access public transportation booked to go to Parrington Park, and for the time being, Saturday booked to go to Eastview. Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to, I think, change my plans. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna. I'm gonna. I'm. I'm gonna. I'm gonna. I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to change my. I'm gonna have to change my. I'm gonna have to change my. I'm gonna have to change my plans for Saturday. I'm gonna have to change my plans for Saturday. I'm gonna have to change my plans for Saturday because, believe it or not, as of 7 o'clock p.m. tomorrow, every one of the malls, that includes the three in our area, that includes Eastview, that includes Grease Ridge, Marketplace, and Eastview, are all shutting down till further notice, which I think is best bet. And so this has kind of gotten to the point where everything's temporary. It's pretty much seeming pretty much now. We've now gotten to the point where it's seeming like pretty much pretty much just about everything is all temporarily closed. Um, and it, Pretty much everything is all temporarily closed till further notice. And so, of course, nothing wrong with doing Parrington Park later on, right up around mid afternoon tomorrow. And I mean, the wet, tomorrow it's all going to be in the 50s. Now, Saturday it's supposed to be a good bit, it's not supposed to be a great deal colder, but it's only going to be low to mid 30s, which isn't like the kind of temperatures where where all places would all forbid you from getting out and doing stuff. Like the only thing, the only main thing right now, really, of course, they're definitely advising, and well, not just advising, advising, more so encouraging people to at least get out to like one of the area parks or even state parks and take a stroll around one of the area parks or even area state parks and at least get some fresh air, spend a little time there. So if like perhaps sometime like first thing in the morning tomorrow, I give like RTS Access Public Transportation headquarters and Department of Buzz and tell them I'm changing my plans for Saturday, and maybe despite the fact that it's only going to be in the 30s again, not to the point where it would be way too cold for anybody to get out, but just colder where you're definitely going to have to really kind of plan accordingly and definitely wear a lot more heavier stuff, of course. In that instance, maybe I'll perhaps book to go to Parrington Park again Saturday for a little bit later in the day, Saturday afternoon for a little while. For a little while. Probably try not to real long, but for at least a little while. Uh, so, you know, believe it or not, work today, at work today at BJ's, work today at BJ's and stuff, BJ's Wholesale Club and BJ's Wholesale Club, BJ's BJ's Wholesale BJ's Wholesale Club in Henrietta was not as nuts or as crazy as I had at first kind of anticipated. It was actually kind of a little bit seeming kind of back to reality in a way. Still definitely not so much a great deal, but kind of in a way where, we kind of could sort of here and there kind of get some other things done on the side as well. Another thing I wanted to kind of share with you all is now, my cousin's husband, for the one that kind of lives kind of around here and stuff, is a doctor. He works for one of the area doctor's offices. Now, of course, that definitely has quite a bit of risk to it, of course, because you're definitely, having the exposure to a good bit of those people that could potentially have the what coronavirus situation. So here's the deal. Luckily, it didn't touch in him, but apparently this week he had some instances where he wasn't really feeling real hot, really. He wasn't really feeling that great. So you see, that's one of the problems right now with being a doctor and being a doctor doing that for a living, being a doctor for a living, and another thing too, there's really going to be no there's really going to be no having, like, my dad, getting on the road and coming up here and doing stuff this week. Probably not even next week either, so at least the next couple of weeks, that's definitely going to have to be a no-go. Right now, these situations are just, situations where there's just really not any win-win, really. There's really no win-win, really. There really just can be no win-win, really. Because again, as much as it sucks that right now things have all had to get to the point where everything is all temporarily closed till further notice, it had to happen, obviously, because it's pretty much the only way that things can, little by little, reduce the dangerous thing, traveling over to one person to one person after another. Again, like I've said in a couple of my videos, that includes, I think, one of my videos I did the other day, a couple of days ago. This is happening. Y'all should understand why it's happening again. We've all got to realize that we really cannot continue for right now. We really cannot continue to be doing any kind of these